Hello, and welcome to another great, amazing book show. Today's story...
One of my favorites, Imogene's Antlers by David Small. Now, how do you think she got with these big antlers out a window that size? That seems like she probably would have had to climb from under the window and put her legs in and then stand there and then climb back out after they're done painting the picture of her. This isn't a true story. This is an old book. It was first written, copyright is 1985 by David Small. And it's from when I was a little kid. On Thursday, when Imogene woke up, she found she had grown antlers. Oh no! What are you gonna do if you wake up with antlers coming out of your head? Oh no, oh no! Getting dressed was difficult. Yes, it would be. And going through a door now took some thinking. How do you gotta go sideways. Turn sideways, dear, and then you can get through. Just turn sideways. She probably did. Yep, she got out. Okay. And then she slid down the railing. The cat is accompanying her down the steps. The cat doesn't slide, but got hung up. Oh no, she's stuck on the chandelier. Her little brother thinks it's hilarious. And her father and her grandma and her grandpa and her mom, and I guess that's her aunt, or maybe they have a maid. It's a pretty big house. Maybe they have a maid. Oh! Imogene's mother fainted away. The cat is scared now. Maybe the cat wasn't accompanying her. The doctor poked and prodded and scratched his chin. He could find nothing wrong. She's having a sucker, and so is her bear. He gave her the sucker. He gave her a sucker to get her to let him do the that's called a stigmomanometer or something. It's a
sphygmomanometer.
It's for taking your blood pressure. He's got a bag filled with treats. Nope, those are medicine. And her mom and pop are back there. Her mom is so worried. Good that she woke up. You don't want to pass out for long. The school principal glared at Imogene, but had no advice to offer. That is one mean-looking school principal. I think school principals back when I was a little kid were a lot meaner, because school principals now seem like they're pretty fun people. You wouldn't want to work in a school if you didn't like kids. Her brother, Norman, consulted the encyclopedia and then announced that Imogene had turned into a rare form of miniature elk. Do you know what an elk is? An elk is a large kind of deer. It's got big antlers. I'll show a picture of one. That's an elk. The cat is watching again. Do you think that David Small has a cat? I bet he's got a cat just like that. People with cats tend to put them in their books. Imogene's mother fainted again and was carried upstairs to bed. That lady cannot stay conscious. She belongs in a bed. She should live in a bed, so whenever she passes out, her head just flops back on the pillow. Well, what are they gonna do? Imogene went into the kitchen. Lucy, the kitchen maid, it is a maid. Lucy, the kitchen maid, had her sit by the oven to dry some towels. Lovely antlers, said Lucy. She's reading a book by the warm oven while these wet rags just drip dry. The cook, oh, it's not her grandma either. It's the cook and the maid. I don't have a cook or a maid. Do you have a cook and a maid? Probably not. I think most people don't, but maybe back then it was more normal. I don't know. The cook, Mrs. Perkins, gave Imogene a donut, then decked her out with several more and sent her into the garden to feed the birds. Why is she making donuts to feed the birds? They got money to make donuts to just go feed birds with? You'll be lots of fun to decorate. How does Mrs. Perkins talk? You'll be lots of fun to decorate come Christmas, said Mrs. Perkins. there's all the birds. There's a cardinal. Do you know what a cardinal is? A cardinal is a red bird. They're really bright red. Only the males. The females have to be camouflaged because they sit on the nest. And if they were bright red and they were sitting on a nest, sitting on an egg, because they have to keep the eggs warm. Birds can keep their eggs warm by just nestling down on top of the eggs. And so if the female was red like that, she wouldn't be able to protect her eggs. They'd come and eat her. So she's camouflaged. But the male, he doesn't sit on the eggs, he flies around and he goes and he gets her stuff and he builds the nest and all that. And so, yeah, he's bright red so she can tell where he is, but so can the cat. See the cat? Look out, cardinal. Some of these other birds, I don't know what kind they are, but I know that one. Later, Imogene wandered upstairs. She found the whole family in Mother's bedroom. Donuts, anyone? She asked. You want a donut a bird's been pecking at? Her mother said, Imogene, we have decided there's only one thing to do. We must hide your antlers under a hat. Norman telephoned the milliner. Emergency hat service. We hide your head in a hurry. Call 637-9849. The dog wants a donut really bad. Look at that poor puppy. He wants a donut. They won't give him one. They gave the donuts to the birds, but they won't feed their dog a donut. Poor dog. At 3 o'clock, the milliner arrived. Wow, this is an ostentatiously dressed man. That means pretty flashy. He's got long blonde hair, and I guess that's his hat. She's taking the hat, the maid, and he's got his plaid suit and his high heels, and there's his scissors holder and his thread holder, and everybody's just watching him come in. Rapidly, he sketched a few designs, then set to work. He's wrapping her antlers in paper and fabric. Voila! Said the milliner. Bravo, bravissimo! Cried his assistants. Those are Italian, I think. They're not English words, but you can see it. In English, it reads voila, bravo, bravissimo. But I think it's pronounced voila. And you say, bravo, bravissimo. Thud, said Imogene's, it says, thud, Imogene's mother had to be carried away once more. The cat even thinks it's ridiculous how often she faints. The lady, you gotta be careful if you're a cat standing around a woman like that. What if she landed on the cat? After dinner, Imogene practiced her piano lesson. Oh, look at those candles. You know, when a candle burns, it drips wax. So these are all dripping. Is the wax dripping all over the place and on her head? Having burning candle wax drip all down your hair, you'd start looking like a candle. The cat is asleep with the dog. They get along pretty well. Some cats don't with dogs, but that one does. Then yawning, she folded her music, and her brother's taking down all the candles to put them in a candle box. Oh, what were they playing? Bartok. Kissed the family and went to bed. Her mother is still crying. Her mother is so upset about her having antlers. She doesn't look upset though. Look at her with her, the baby doll is gonna fall off. Takes after her mother, wants to land on the floor all the time. Imogene sighed, remembering the long, eventful day. She's got a pet rabbit and a pet bear. Do any of you have stuffed animals? If you got stuffed animals, she does too. There's a stuffed giraffe over in the corner. Here's a giraffe painting I did. I drew this giraffe. Anyway, so she's dreaming of wonderful things, and there's her books and her toys. And when she woke up in the morning, on Friday, when Imogene woke up, the antlers had disappeared. Hey, the baby stayed on the bed the whole night. She doesn't roll around much. when she came down to breakfast, the family was overjoyed to see her back to normal. Her mother didn't flop on the floor. And the dog and the cat are still under the table. How do you keep from stepping on them? Her brother's pretty excited to see her. Until she came into the room. Do you see this? This is from a peacock. The back end of a peacock is blue and green and yellow with all of these designs that are meant to look like eyes, and it's to scare away predators. If a coyote comes after a peacock will put out that feather like that, and the coyote will run away because he just got attacked by an animal with 1,000 eyes. Anyway, that's Imogene's Antlers by David Small. Thanks for watching.
We do hope you've enjoyed this great amazing book show, and if you'd like to listen to further titles, please contact your local library. Or subscribe and continue to enjoy more of these fascinating stories.